Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. We are still waiting for our interpreter to join us. And when that happens, we'll go through some instructions on how to pick up the simultaneous. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. We're going to get started in about And just so that everybody does know, I am recording this meeting as well as it is being live streamed onto our Arenma YouTube channel. So again, just to let everybody know, if you do not want to be seen in either the recording or on the live streaming, feel free to keep your cameras off. If you don't mind being seen, go ahead and turn them on. It's completely up to you. But again, I am recording this and I am live streaming it on YouTube for those people that could not join us. So again, we'll get started in about 3 minutes. Again, good morning, everybody. We are going to get started in a couple minutes. I am waiting for our interpreter to join us for those that need Spanish interpretation. And when our interpreter logs in, we will do some instructions on how to get that interpretation. In the meantime, please know that we are recording this as well as live streaming this on YouTube. So if you do not want to be featured in the live stream or on the recording, feel free to turn your cameras off. And just to let you know that we are doing that. The recording of this video of this meeting will be available probably, it takes about an hour or so for it to download to my computer, and then I'll be able to upload it to the dojo. And the live streaming will be available afterwards as well on our school's YouTube page, which is a YouTube channel, which I believe is just, if you look up Arenma, you can find it there. So again, we're just waiting for our interpreter. And as soon as I see, I believe it's supposed to be Ms. Rocio, as soon as I see that she's in here, we will get everybody squared away on that. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I know that you guys took time out of your day, and so I'm going to try to get to everything. While we're waiting, if you would please go to the chat and enter in your name, your child's name, and your child's teacher, so that I can know who's here. Also, if you have any questions as we go along, you can either You can let me know verbally. You can turn your camera on and let me know, or you can put your questions in the chat. Miss Mary Salas is helping me out here, and she's going to be monitoring that chat and will, yeah, there's Mary, and will let me know what questions are. So you can either, when we get to that, if you can unmute, or you can put it in the chat when we get to that. All right. So I'm still looking for Rocio, and I'm still not seeing her. So that's who we are waiting for right now. All right, so give me just another minute to find out what, I'm going to mute myself and find out if she is on her way. Mm-hmm. All right. I apologize for the delay. Like I said, we're trying to get our interpreter in, and I am not seeing her yet. While we're waiting, if you would please go to the chat and enter your child's name, your child's name, and your child's teacher, so that we can know who is here. I'm also going to really quickly put up our agenda for today. Let's see. Hopefully I'm going to share the right screen here. Yes. Okay. So here is our agenda for today. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Go to a different screen. Miss Alice, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see this? You can? Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, so we want to talk about reopening schools. Please know that in everything that we are doing, we are protecting our students, our staff, and you. We're going to talk about our hybrid and our virtual academies, give you a look at the bell schedule, drop off and pick up procedures, what it looks like in the class. We're going to talk about masks and temperature checks, breakfast and lunches, the front office, parents on campus, and any other questions that you might have. So let's take a look here. Let's see. Is Rocio here, or is anybody from interpretation here yet?
Yes, I have a question. My daughter's not from that school. She's from Foothill Elementary. I was wondering if that school is going to be open too.
Yes. And the stuff that I'm going to be sharing, while the schedule for different schools might be a little different, we're going to talk about those of you that have kids in virtual academy, and we're going to be talking about those that are hybrid. So if you are in virtual academy, you're going to stay in virtual academy. If you are in the hybrid program, you are going to stay in the hybrid program. We are not moving kids around unless it is exceptional cases. If there is something that is absolutely dire and you need a move, you'll contact me and we will figure it out. We'll work it out. Okay. So again, if you are virtual academy, you are going to stay virtual academy, but your schedule is going to change. And if you're hybrid, you're going to stay in the hybrid, but your schedule is going to change. So again, I apologize that we're still kind of waiting for our interpreter, and I'm not sure what happened to her. For those of you that are Spanish speaking, again, as soon as she logs in, we will get that switched over. Okay, but I do want to respect your time and start, go ahead and start the meeting. Miss Salas, would you keep an eye out and interrupt me when you see her coming on in? Okay, going back to our agenda. Okay. Yes, as I was saying, the hybrid kids are going to stay in the hybrid. The virtual academy kids are going to stay in virtual academy. You are going to have your same teacher. Okay. The schedule I'm going to show you is for the hybrid kids. However, it is the same instructional schedule that virtual academy kids are going to be following as well. So this is a draft, meaning it could change between now and probably next Wednesday. The final draft of this will be posted on by Wednesday. Let me blow this up for you just a little bit so that you can see it a little better. Okay. So arrival is at 8:30 and school instruction begins at 8:45, just like we've been talking about. The kids will have recess. So there will be instruction from 8:45 until the child's recess time. If you are a virtual academy, instruction begins at 8:45 and the recess is at the time that you see here. So recess for virtual academy kids is a break. For our hybrid kids, they are actually going out onto the playground. The numbers in parentheses is to let you know how many kids are going to be out on that playground at that time. Okay. Usually for our recesses, we have about 200 kids on the playground. This is how many kids. So if your child is in a first grade class, your child will be having their recess on the kinder playground, and there will be 31 kids. There will be 2 campus supervisors watching them. The classes will be separated, so they're not going to be able to commingle. The campus supervisors are going to be running games with them. And this is literally how many kids are out there. Again, if you have a 3rd grade child, your child is going to go to recess at 10:35. There are 2 3rd grade classes. They're going to be kept separate. They're going to be able to play together as a class, but they'll be kept separate. And we are literally looking at 26 kids are going to be out on that playground. From recess until your lunchtime is again instruction time. Okay. And you can take a look at these lunches. Lunches, the kids are going to have 20 minutes to eat lunch and 15 minutes out on the playground. I realize that does not seem like a lot of time. Okay. It's more than enough for the kids. Usually the kids are done eating their lunch within 10 to 15 minutes of their lunch starting. And then they just sit around and they play. Sometimes they sit at their table, then they go out to recess. Because we have to do 5 different lunches, we're used to doing 3. Because we have to do 5 different lunches, at 20 minutes, we have to move one group out and another group in. Parents, this means if you are late, if you want to bring your child their lunch, they forgot it, and you miss these time frames, we are going to give your child one of our school lunches and move on. We can't hold them late because that we have to disinfect for the next group. Okay, so we have 2 lunch areas. One area, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second here. One lunch area is outside, one lunch area is inside. So, for example, the first week, TK and Kinder will be inside, 1st grade will be outside, 2nd grade will be inside, 3rd grade will be outside, 4th inside, 5th outside. We're doing this so that our custodians can sanitize the area that was just used while the other group is eating. Okay, so we have to keep swapping them. And then the next week we'll switch it up so that everybody gets an opportunity to eat outside, has an opportunity to eat inside. It gets a little bit more complicated for rainy day schedule. So fingers crossed. I mean, I know we need the rain, but I am like really hoping for a drought this year. I really wanted the rain to hold off until after school it's out. Weekends are fine too. I can handle rain on weekends, but just not during school times. We do have a plan. It's just not as easy. So again, fingers crossed, we'll be able to have some warm, sunny days and be able to keep that going on. That being said, it is March. Please make sure your kids are dressed appropriately to eat outside, because if it is not raining, they're going to be eating outside. So make sure your kids have, if it's a little bit of a chillier day, make sure they have a jacket, okay? Because I cannot put everybody into the cafeteria and sanitize it at this, with each lunch. All right, going on in our schedule, here is dismissal, okay? TK and kinders are going to dismiss at 1:05. First through fifth grade is going to dismiss at 1:45. Notice, please, that there are 3 different dismissal points. TK and kinder, though, at the main gate. This is going to be Miss Loriano and Miss Robinson's class. The kinder that's going to be dismissing off of Fillmore is going to be Miss Devlin and Miss Wells. And then our first graders plus our combo class, which is Miss Beckstrom, will go from the main gate, second and third graders from Fillmore, and fourth and fifth graders from Indiana. Now, I know your first question on this one is going to be, what if I have a child in first and fifth grade? Do I have to go through both lines? Absolutely not. Your oldest child will go to the line of the youngest child. So if you have a first, a third, and a fifth grader, your fifth grader and your third grader will walk over to where your first grader is, and they will all wait together as a family. You only need to go through the line of the youngest person, okay? If you have a second and third grader, well, they're already at the same gate. If you have a third and a fourth grader, the fourth grader will walk over to the third grader. Whoever is the youngest person in your family, that's where all of your kids will be, right? Let's see. That is our schedule. It is a total of 250 instructional minutes, 210 for our kinders. That's a lot more than what they were doing. I know there's questions about procedures for drop off and dismissal, but right now, are there any questions? I'll address that. But right now, are there any questions about the schedule in general? Not drop off and pick up procedures, but the schedule in general. Are there any questions?
I'm sorry. I just logged into the meeting and I apologize. I was at work, but I wasn't here for what time are they going to start?
8:45.
Oh, there it is. 8:45. And that's for kinder through.
That's everybody starts at 8.
Everybody?
Yes.
8:45. Okay, perfect. I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much.
Now, it is super important that you do not drop your kids off early, because we have to do temperature checks, and we are asking that drop off be by car only. So we're gonna get into the procedures, but we have a procedure where you're gonna drop your child off. They're gonna walk into the gate, get their temperature checked, and go to their classroom.
Diana, there is a question in the chat. Will there be signs for the gates visibility?
Absolutely. There will be cones and signs. For those of you that remember last year how we did dismissal out at the on Fillmore, it's going to be the same procedure that we were doing on Fillmore, which is literally you'll have a sign in your car, you'll hold it up, it'll have all your kids' names. We'll use a bullhorn, we'll call the kids up, they'll be waiting for you. You'll pull up, they get in your car, you're out of there. There will be signs directing you for all of that. Okay, which gates are which, where to stop, that sort of thing. There will be signs for all of that. And I do have a map Yeah, exactly. I do have a map that's going to show you where all of the different gates are and the direction that we are going to be using. Okay.
Okay, there's another one. Are you going to combine siblings to attend the same days, even if they go to Hillcrest?
We have already done that. So when we looked at cohorts, we had, first thing is the high schools looked at theirs and they contacted us if there was any siblings. We do have access to that information through Aries. So let's just say the Smith family has one at Hillcrest, one at Arizona, and one here at Arenma. Hillcrest says, okay, we want the Smith family on B cohort. They let Arizona and us know so that we could put them all on the same date, which is why we've been saying, let's, the cohorts could change because of our coordination of doing that.
Okay, I have two more.
One second, Mary. If
Okay.
for some reason your kids are on different days, please let my office know as soon as possible so that we can make changes. Okay. All right. Next question.
All right. Someone just stopped on and they are 1 through 3rd going to school 4 times a week.
Yes, everybody is going to school Monday through Thursday. All grade levels, Monday through Thursday. So those times that I shared on the schedule, those are Monday through Thursday. Friday is, I'm sorry, let me back that up.
Yeah.
Let me back that up because I just realized what I'm saying. If you are in virtual academy, you are logging in 4 days a week. If you are in hybrid, you are physically coming on campus either Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. The other days, the alternate days, you are learning from home. So you are learning 4 days a week. But in the hybrid academy, you are physically coming to school Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. Unfortunately, no, TK is not able to go to school each of those 4 days. We still have to keep that A and the B.
And then there's one about, what about people who don't have cars when it comes to bringing their students to school and picking up?
We are going to discuss that one. And when we get to that part of the agenda, we will definitely discuss that. Absolutely. Any other questions regarding the schedule itself?
If my child is in another home school, is the same time for everyone?
If your child is in virtual academy, okay, and you are in this meeting because your child has an Arenma teacher. Your child may go to, let's just say, McAuliffe, but you have an Arenma teacher. Your virtual academy Arenma teacher is going to follow the schedule that I just showed you. So if you have one child that has an Arenma teacher and one child that has a Promenade teacher, the Arenma teacher is going to follow Arenma's daily schedule. Promenade teacher is going to follow Promenade's daily schedule. Okay.
Someone's asking where they can check if their child is on hybrid.
Well, first of all, we can tell you here at the office, or if you go to the Aries Parent Portal, it will say that you're in Virtual Academy, or it'll say Cohort A, Cohort B. Cohort A is Monday, Wednesday. Cohort B is Tuesday, Thursday. Cohort A and B is Hybrid Academy. Okay.
What are the hours for hybrid? So
8:45 to 1:45. School starts at 8:45. Dismissal is at 1:45.
now if after trying hybrid mode, we realize it doesn't work for our family, can they go back to the virtual academy?
No. If you are in Virtual Academy, you are in Virtual Academy. If you are in hybrid, you are in hybrid. Okay. If there is an extenuating circumstance, okay, if there is a seriously extenuating circumstance, talk to me. We'll figure out something. But no, we are not moving any students from hybrid to virtual academy. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about drop off and pick up procedures. And as promised, here is a map. Okay. Okay, now I'm not the best at making maps, so forgive me for that. Okay. But first of all, this is Fillmore along the side and Indiana along the bottom. The purple X is where all students are going to enter. We are only allowed one entry point, okay? One entry point only, which is why we are asking everyone who possibly can to car drop off their kids. You cannot make a left turn here. You will get a ticket. It is posted, no left turns. What I recommend is if you come from this direction where my little cursor is right down here, what I recommend is that you, let me see, let me insert an arrow. What I recommend is that you actually turn right, okay? And then you're gonna turn left, come back over here, and come back down the street, okay? Please, please, please do not try to make a left turn. Right turn only. So you'll turn in here, you'll drop off your kids, they'll walk in, there will be a thermal scanner, and then they will walk immediately to their classroom. Outside their classroom are going to be little places where they are going to sit and wait for the school day to start. Please do not drop off your students early. There is no one to watch them. And as for their safety, we cannot have the kids bunched up at the gate. We have to wait until we have staff on our campus to let the kids in to get their temperature scanned. Okay, so it is super critical that you do not let your kids, you do not drop your kids off early. Now, I have the question, what if you don't drive or you don't have a car? The first 2 days, meaning the Monday and the Tuesday, so the first day, you will be able to walk your child up to just about right here, and that's it. Okay? You cannot congregate at the fence. Once your child is in that fence and gone, you need to leave. After that, what we're going to do is you will drop your, let's do this, let me do another X. Let me do insert shape. Let's see, what am I looking for? Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Okay.
Ms. Taylor, as you're doing this, could you tell them what's the earliest time they may drop off their student?
8:30.
Okay.
8:30. Okay. If you are walking your child, if you will walk your child here, and then your child will walk to the gate. Please understand, this is not convenient. I know that. And I know the worry is, what if my child gets lost? We are going to have staff that is going to be there to help. But here's the problem that we have. We have cars all right in here dropping off kids, okay? So let me stop. If we have cars dropping off kids and parents and kids walking up, we are mixing people, and that is not safe. Okay, we want just kids getting out of cars. They're walking one direction. We've got kids walking in from one direction. Everybody's walking one direction, and we are able to keep the kids separated and safe. Okay, so again, the first day, because it is so new, I don't have a problem with you walking your child to the fence. But again, I need you to enter from this area only, not down here. Please do not enter off of Indiana. Enter off of Fillmore. Okay? Again, I know it's inconvenient. I know a lot of you walk from other places, but I ask again for the safety of everybody to try to keep that social distancing going, that we are entering one way and one way only.
Okay, I have a couple questions.
Yes.
Now, what if there's a child who does have a temperature? What is the process?
We're going to get to that in just a second.
Okay, and then what about students being dropped off by older siblings that have to be at school as well?
Again, I don't have an answer for that because I just don't have staff on the campus. There is no one to watch the child. We cannot have them close in together. We can't have them hanging out by the fence. We have to wait until we can get them on campus, which the earliest is 8:30. And I so apologize that I don't have a better answer for that. And I recommend that, and that's why we want to do this right now, is to really start asking families to look at how that looks for you. But when they come on campus, they have to have their temperature checked. I have to have staff available to check their temperature.
Okay, one more. Oh, two. Last year, students, thinking about normal last year and the line coming in with the cars in the morning, students were always late due to the line taking too long. How is it going to work this time? And will there be buses? Be a bus?
There will be the one bus that we always have. If you were already a bus rider, there will be a bus, okay? But there will not be additional buses. And we understand what's going on. The goal for us last year, we were able to get about 3 cars at a time because unfortunately people would stop right here. They wouldn't go any farther. Our goal this time is to get cars all the way to the end. We can get about 10 cars at a time. Last year we were doing 3. If we can get everybody to pull all the way forward, I know your child has to go in here where the purple is, but if you can get all the way to the end, we can get 10 cars in, those 10 kids get out, and if parents, I know you want to make sure your child gets in there, but as soon as your child is out of the car, I need you to leave. We have a lot of people who like to sit and turn around and make sure their kid gets into the gate. I know. And we're going to have staff there to make sure your kids get in this gate, in the gate. We are not going to lose a kid. I promise you that.
Okay. One is about what time hybrid starts. Hybrid starts at 8:45.
Hybrid and virtual starts at 8:45.
What if my child, this is the first time my child is attending school. If she cries once she enters the gate, what will be the process?
We will take care of her. This is something that happens. I mean, I've been doing this now 25 years, and there has not been a year that a child hasn't cried coming in that gate, and we take care of them. And another thing I promise you, they stop. Within 10 minutes at the most, they stop. And it will be okay. We will have staff on hand to help with the kids and make sure that they are okay, even if they're crying. The hardest thing is those of you that are going to walk your child, because that child has to, after the first day, the child has to leave you here at the sidewalk. And they have to walk all the way up by themselves. So if you have a child that is crying or upset, we ask that you stay in your car if at all possible. That way you'll be able to pull all the way forward. We'll be there. We will help. We got this.
Okay. I have a child in middle school as well. Are the hybrid models matching up? And is the virtual academy, is it going to be a short day like it is now?
Virtual Academy is going to be the same schedule as hybrid, 8:45 to 1:45. The amount of time instruction is more. They are going to be in instruction with their teachers longer. Okay, so it is the same amount of time. They get the same breaks at the same time. I don't know what Arizona's middle or the other middle schools schedules are. Unfortunately, I just don't know that.
And then someone's asking, is this going to be the same for next year?
Fingers crossed, no. So fingers crossed, not at all. I'm really hoping, but I can't answer that for next year. We are just working on what's going on this year. Okay, pickup. Pickup is going to be very different. The red X's are the 3 different pickup places. Okay, this red X over here is going to be for kinder. That's going to be Miss Wells and Miss Devlin. And then it will be our 2nd and 3rd graders. This red X over here is going to be our 1st graders and our Miss Beckstrom's 1-2 Cabo class. Remember, please, Miss Loriano and Miss Robinson are going to be dismissing from their classroom door. You do not get out of your car, though. We'll get them to you. And then our 4th and 5th graders will be over here in this parking lot. Now, normally, let's talk about this parking lot on Indiana. This is where the green grass field is and our basketball courts. This is where the teachers park. Normally, we come in right on this side and we exit on this side. Because of the way the traffic pattern is going, I am asking everybody who is picking up a child to change that up. You're going to come in the exit and exit through the entrance, okay, following the arrows. Again, I'm asking for right turns only. Left turns stall up everything when it comes to picking up and dropping off kids, because we have to wait for 2 ways of traffic to give a break, and it stops everyone behind you. I know it's not convenient. I know that, and I am so sorry. But in looking at safety first, and this is what we are talking about, is safety first. The last thing I want is for a car to pull out of this parking lot, try to go left, and end up in a car accident. Okay? I really don't want that. So please, 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 right turns only. Okay? So now the other thing for this group in here, for 4th and 5th graders, is we have to be watching for these cars that are coming out. As they're coming out of the parking lot, you got to be watching for these going in. Is there likely to be some traffic snarls? Yes, there is. I wish we could do things the way we've been doing them, but we have to keep everything socially distanced, which means we're going to have to be patient. Okay, so for those of you that did not do this last year, if you are a 2nd and 3rd grader, you're going to, for picking up, you're going to enter right in here, up at the top of the screen. You're going to show your paper that has your child's name. We're going to call your child's name. They're going to come and stand out. As soon as you are there, they will hop in the car. You pull out and go. Please do not make a U-turn. Okay? Again, please do not make a U-turn. It snarls everything up. If you are a 1st grader, you're going to have to watch out for this line. Do not get in this line. Come around the line, get in this line, because you're coming into the parking lot. We're going to get your kids and get you out there. And again, if you are a 4th or 5th grader, please do not block this exit. Come in and go from there. Okay. Again, I also ask, do not block the intersection. But we got it. We're doing our best we can on this one. I know that there are a lot of families that have multiple siblings. I am actually anticipating that this gate over here, this 2nd and 3rd grade, is going to be our heaviest load of kids. Okay, because we will have these 4th and 5th graders with siblings over there. Now, what if you are walking to pick up your child? If you are walking to pick up your child, you are going to need to wait until all the car riders are gone. Okay? We are not going to dismiss the walkers until the cars are out. Why? Because we need to get the traffic out of there. We need to clear out those streets as soon as possible. And if we go with the walkers first, Then we have all the cars waiting for the walkers to go. So we are going to dismiss car riders first. Once the cars are gone, then we will start sending out walkers. If your child walks home independently, it's meaning you're not picking your child up, they're just walking home, that's fine. We are going to be sending the kids with 10 seconds in between them. So we'll send the first kid, wait 10 seconds, send the next kid, so that we can get all the kids gone and they are still socially distanced. Okay. So if you are walking, please wait out on the sidewalks until it's time. Okay. So if you're waiting, same thing before, let's say you're a first grade parent, you're waiting out on the sidewalk, it's time, you'll walk over to where this blue X is, you'll tell us who your child is. We will say, Johnny Joe, car 1. Even though you're not in a car, we're still going to say Johnny Joe, car 1. Johnny's going to come out, wait by the number 1 side. You're going to walk over, collect Johnny, and keep on going. Just like the cars, but you're on foot. Okay? So again, one-way directional traffic. Questions. I know that's a lot to digest, and I'm going to put this out there, but questions.
I have several for you. Let me start backward. Okay. So it has to do with everything, all these questions. So the first one that came up after you started this, so then the teacher is teaching online students at the same time, and that she is teaching the class students?
I will have more information about that. That has not been solidified. It is an option that has been offered, and I should know more about that on Friday. So I wish I could give you a better answer on that one. I will most likely be doing one more meeting next week where we are talking about that, depending on what the model looks like. So I apologize, I'm hedging around this one, but I'm not at liberty to answer that question just yet.
Okay, next one. Will the kids have masks at school?
That's coming up on our agenda.
Okay. How are you going to know what day your kid starts on hybrid?
Okay. On the Aries parent portal, you will find either an A or a B. Cohort A comes on Monday and Wednesday. Cohort B comes on Tuesday and Thursday. If you cannot find it on Aries parent portal, please feel free to give the office a call and we will guide you through that.
Okay, what if you didn't choose either virtual or in school for your child?
You did choose. Back in December, we sent out a survey. Actually, it was before December. I think it was actually November. We sent out a survey and we called everybody. If you did not respond to that survey, then you basically, your response at that point was, I want to keep my child where they are. So that was, so you either responded to that survey or you didn't respond, in which we kept you in the same that you chose at the beginning of the school year. What you are in right now is either hybrid or virtual. Okay. And we are not making any changes to that.
Will virtual students still need to check in, log in on Fridays?
Yes.
How will the drop-off pickup work with students with special disabilities?
We will be, well, first of all, if they have disabilities, you'll be able to pull up like everybody else, and we will help you get those kids out of your car. There is going to be, notice I had put on the map, no parking. We are not allowing anybody to park. Again, if you have a child with special needs, like everybody else, pull your car up to the curb. We will help you get your child out of the car and you're on your way.
What if we have a first and third grader? Can they get picked up together at the same spot? So I think you did cover that, but.
Yes, and they will be. The third grader will walk over to the first grader's class and they will sit together as a family.
Okay, so I'm sorry. This just came in. So is the teacher teaching the last week in the same hourly schedule as if they were in the physical class, unlike the online schedule now?
Say that one more time. You kind of cut out, Mary.
Okay. try again. So is the teacher, oh, okay. So is the teacher, sorry, I have to move my, okay. Is the teacher teaching the online class 2 days a week, the same hourly schedule as if they were in physical class, unlike the online schedule now?
That is correct. The online schedule is going to change. If you are in Virtual Academy, your schedule is going to change to be like the kids who are sitting in the classroom. Your child is just always learning from home.
I am a grandparent who has been doing all my granddaughter's schooling with her. Her mother hasn't been cooperative in giving me her Aries portal. How can I find out what cohort she is in, since I will be doing all the drop off and pickup?
Unfortunately, because of privacy and educational rights, the mom is the one that will need to communicate that with you.
For the 4th and 5th graders, will the teacher's vehicle still be parked in the parking lot?
Yes, and I ask that you respect that. That as your kids are getting into their cars, please respect that the teachers' cars are there, and we want to protect their cars, their vehicles, as much as possible. Also keep in mind, the kids are going to be coming out of the area that has the big fire gate. So they're not going to be walking out in between cars. They're going to be coming out from the fire gate, and there will be cones set up with numbers for the kids to stand next to.
There are some that were previously before. So are the kids going to be playing together on the playground?
Within their class, yes. We are not allowed to mix classes. So if you have a child in Miss Monroe and they have a friend in Miss Yan's class, they are not going to be able to play together on the playground. Miss Monroe's class will be able to play together, Miss Yan's class. And when I say play together, they still have to maintain 6 feet of distance. But we will have one, Miss Yan's class will be in one area of the playground, Miss Monroe's class will be in another area.
What's the difference between hybrid and virtual academy?
Hybrid is your child will be physically returning to school. Virtual academy, your child will be learning from home for the remainder of the year.
And I missed the first 15 minutes. Will all this information be sent out to us?
Yes, not only I will be sending out the schedule, I'll be sending out this map, and I will be posting this video also on Dojo. As I said before, also this is being live streamed, so you'll be able to see it on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, if you're, oh, sorry, any more? That's okay.
I think I got, okay. Oh, yeah, I think I got it all. But
Okay.
if I didn't, please put it back in the chat. Just trying to make sure I get everybody.
If you are concerned about picking up, one of the things that I would highly recommend, and even if you're not concerned about picking up, I recommend that your child be a part of our after-school program, Expanded Learning. Your child will continue to receive homework support, tutoring, and some fun, what we call social emotional learning games until 5:15, somewhere around there. So I would recommend that you sign your child up for the Expanded Learning. Okay. All right.
There are a couple others, sorry.
Okay.
Just to go over again, where will they be picking up 5th grader? Or will they be dropping them off?
Okay. Everybody, here's the map one more time. Everybody gets dropped off at the purple X. Everybody does. Why? Because we have to do the temperature checks using our thermal scanner. I don't have an option on that. I am only allowed one entry point. Again, that's why we want everybody in cars. If you, the red X's are the different pickup points. If you have a 4th or 5th grader, they're going to be picked up in our teacher parking lot on Indiana. You'll enter through the out and exit through the in, and please make right turns. If you have a 2nd or 3rd grader, they're over here on Fillmore, and our 1st grade and our 1-2 combo class will be here at the front of the school. Okay.
All right, on Aries, where can I locate their hybrid schedule?
You can't find the hybrid schedule, but you can find cohort A or cohort B. I don't have a parent account, so I don't know exactly where that is on there. I just have my accounts. If you are not able to find it, please give our office staff a call. They'll help walk you through finding cohort A. For the most part, in each, just to kind of tell you how things went, for the most part, there were some changing. If you are in the front half of the alphabet, you are most likely to be in cohort A. If you are in the back half of the alphabet, you are most likely cohort B. Okay. All right.
I have a question.
Go
I have
ahead.
a question.
Go ahead.
Is prime time the same as the extended learning or not? Because if we're already in the prime time, I've signed them up in case that we went back early.
That is,
But
we no longer call it prime time. We call it expanded learning. It's the same thing.
Okay, how many kids will have to be sick before we go back on full?
I believe that is 5%, and I will actually I plan on addressing that once we have our full information on that. We're still waiting to see if we're going to come back on purple tier. If when we come back, it'll be purple tier or red tier. Things change based on those tiers. Okay. So I will get back to you on that one.
All right, if my child is in hybrid Monday and Wednesday, will she have the same teacher Tuesday, Thursday?
Yes. Your child will not have different teachers.
Virtual students are dismissed at 1:45 or 1:10.
1:45. That, let me go back to that schedule. That 1:10 dismissal is, or I should say 1:05 dismissal is our TK and kinders. Okay, so 1:45.
Is the cohort referring to A and B on Aries? Is it under demographics? I think it is.
I believe it is. Good call on that question, but yes, I believe it is.
Oh, so how do you know? Again, we've had that, but it's okay. How do you know if your child is hybrid or virtual on the Aries portal under
Aries
demographics?
Portal. Again, if you're not sure, give us a call. At Arenma, we have 6 teachers that are virtual academy, and the remaining 16 are hybrid. So sometimes all you have to do is let us know who the teacher is. And we're like, oh, got it. I could tell you right away. So give us a call, and we can definitely help you out with that.
Thank you. Zoe loves mama. She says that it's on the top left corner as soon as you log in onto the parent portal.
Ah, nice job, Zoe's mom.
My child does not have a sibling at school. However, her cousin that attends Arenma, grandma picks up both children. Will cousins be able to wait together during pickup?
They are family. Yes.
For
can
hybrid,
an older student pick up the child?
No,
A sister or brother?
the older student will walk to the younger student's line and wait with the line. So if you have a first grader and a 5th grader, the 5th grader will be waiting at the first grade line. Not the
No,
other way
if
around.
they're a teenager.
I'm sorry?
are they maybe she's referring to older students from middle school or high school coming to pick up the elementary students?
They're going to have to, if you have a middle schooler or high schooler that's coming, they're going to be part of our walkers, which means they're going to need to wait on the sidewalk until we've dismissed all of the cars, and then we will get them to them. And again, it'll be based on these. If they're a 2nd or 3rd grader, have them go to this. If they're a 1st grader or in our combo class, to the front of the school, or if they're a 4th and 5th grader, they'll be back at that gate. We just ask that they wait on the sidewalk. We cannot, for those of you that know, normally we have parents just clumped up around the fence. We cannot have that at all. So I ask that you please wait out on the sidewalk. We will get your kids to you as fast as humanly possible.
Okay.
All right.
How do we know which cohort, what days A is there and what days B are there?
A cohort is Monday, Wednesday. B cohort is Tuesday, Thursday.
How will we find out what classroom number our child will be in?
We are going to take care of all of that. We are going to have staff on hand, but it should say it on Aries Parent Portal also about what classroom number. We will take care, though, of getting your child to their classroom. You will not be able to come on campus at all. Even on the first day, you will not be able to walk your child to their door. It can't happen. We will take care of making sure your child gets to the right line, and then your teacher will make sure that your child gets to the right class. Okay? So please know we will take care of your kids, especially as soon as they walk through that gate.
And the tentative start date that the kiddos will be coming back on campus?
It's not tentative. It is March 22nd. The kids are returning. And whether we are purple or red, they are returning on the 22nd. That's not tentative. That is for certain.
And will you just go over real quick where the temperature check will happen when they enter school at the beginning in the morning?
It happens right here where that white cursor is. It happens right there. So they walk in this gate, they walk over. There's an area right here. There will be 2 thermal scanners. All they have to do is walk up to it. They pull their mask down just a little bit, put it back up, and that's it. There are no thermometers. It's a thermal scanner. Okay. If it turns blue or green, we send them on. If it gives them a little red dot, we have to that means they have a fever. We have to take care of that, and I will go over that in just a second.
You mentioned a sign.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I missed it. Is the older sibling able to pick up the student after prime time? Because they don't go to the school, so they won't be there with them, but are they able to pick them up?
Yes, they will. An older sibling, for example, a high schooler, will be able to go pick up a little. But again, if they're not in a car, they're going to have to wait out on the sidewalk until the car riders have all been picked up.
Okay, you mentioned the signs with the student's name for pickup. Where do you get the sign, or do we make it?
We'll be taking care of that.
Okay.
I will be making those signs, myself and the office staff, and we will be, as you pick up on that first day, we will be handing you your sign on the very first day.
Okay, and then there's something, are you about to address it? They would like to know about taking school supplies from home and a backpack and hand sanitizer and all of that.
Let's get to that. Before we get to that though, I want to do really quickly what it looks like in the classroom. The teachers are putting together videos, welcome videos for everybody, but just to give you an idea of what the classrooms look like. This is very short and brief, so I apologize for that. This first class right here is a first grade class. So let me show you. This is a first grade class. You see the desks are separated, the air scrubber, and they have the 3 shields up in front. This is a third grade class. Again, the air scrubber. This one is a 5th grade class. Again, you can see that silver machine in the corner is an air scrubber. This is our lunchroom. I'm going to not very good pause on that one. This is our lunchroom. And you can see we'll be able to fit, let me back that up a little bit. We'll be able to fit about 4 people at a table. And you can see the plastic dividers. This is our isolation room. If a child has a fever, they will wait in this isolation room. Those are privacy screens so that I can back it up again. Let me back it up. Let's see. Okay. Again, here's the second grade class. 3rd grade class. As we get to the isolation room, you'll notice that you cannot see anything as I walk into that classroom. There's a 5th grade class, and that's deliberate. We do not want somebody to be able to walk by and see who is in that room. Our lunchroom with our wonderful campus supervisors, be my little actors, and notice you cannot see anything until you actually physically get into the classroom. So we really work on making sure privacy is protected for our students. Okay, and again, this is for those students that have a fever and need to go home. That is the isolation room. Okay, so let's talk about masks, temperature checks, and the health office. Masks. Masks are a non-negotiable. Masks must be worn over the nose and under the chin. There have been some questions about shields. A shield may be worn with a mask, but the mask needs to cover over the nose and under the chin. Okay? The mask has to be worn at all times, except when the child is at lunch. When the child is eating, they're going to take their mask down around their chin, eat, and then put their mask back up again. But the mask must be worn at all times. And again, over the nose and under the chin. We have purchased and are giving every student a lanyard. It's going to hook onto the strings of their mask and go around their neck, so that if their mask comes off, it breaks, what have you, if it comes off, it doesn't fall to the ground. If their mask breaks, we have a replacement for them. Okay? If your child is not able to wear a mask, let me know. Your child will not be able to be on campus, but we will come up with an alternative for your child. Okay? So please let me know. But that is a non-negotiable for returning to campus. It is over the nose and under the chin. Okay? And it has to be worn at all times. Temperature checks. As your child walks in, as I said, we're going to do a thermal scan. If it comes up red that they have a temperature, they're going to immediately be taken to the isolation room, where you will be contacted to come and pick up your child. If your child throughout the day develops a fever, probably most likely not COVID related, but even if they develop a fever, we are going to move them to the isolation room. You will be contacted to pick up your child. There will always be somebody in the isolation room with your child. This is not where your child has to go and be all by themselves. Okay? So please know that it is not as bad. I hate the word isolation room. It sounds a lot worse than it actually is. And that's why I wanted to throw in a picture of it to let you see that it is just literally a place for the kids to sit where they're going to have a little bit of privacy and be able to wait for you to pick them up. We cannot have them in the health office, because our health office has to be used for other things as well, like our diabetics. We have several kids on campus who are diabetic and need to be in that health office for their health reasons. We cannot have kids with fevers in the health office because of everything that's going on. Okay, that if there is a child in the isolation room, as soon as that child leaves, the whole room gets disinfected. Okay, if there's more than one child, when one child leaves, we disinfect the area they're in. And when everybody's out, we disinfect the entire room. Even if 20 minutes later, another kid comes in, we are constantly disinfecting that room. Okay, the health office, again, is going to be helping contact. We have to deal with our other health, our chronic health issues on campus. So we have this additional room. Questions about masks, temperature checks, and health office? Mary, you're muted. Sorry.
Okay, now if we are not allowed on campus, how will we see as parents what this will look like? Examples: recess, lunch, classroom learning, social interaction, etc., and how it affects our children.
Okay. Under normal circumstances, you would not have that view regularly. You would not be watching your child on recess. You would not be watching your child at lunch. You would not be watching your child in the classroom. Okay, that's under normal circumstances. So as far as helping your child to adjust, we are there to help your child adjust. We are going to make sure that your child does not get lost. Okay. If you have a question about your child and what your child is doing, reach out to reach out to the teacher. Okay? Reach out to the teacher. We are more than willing to talk to you about what's going on. That being said, I've also asked each grade level to put together a welcome video in which you will be able to see the classrooms, and the procedures that they're going to do. Okay, you can see the recess, what the field looks like just from Indiana. You can see that. I ask that you don't stare through the fence at them, but you can see what our field looks like. I just cannot, under normal circumstances, we would not allow the public onto our campus in the middle of a school day.
One more time, could you go over the hybrid and what time they start school?
Okay. Let's do this. Let me go back, share my screen, and go back to, there we go. Okay. So as of March 22nd, if your child has an ARENMA teacher, instruction starts at 8:45. If you are hybrid, you will drop your child off between 8:30 and 8:45. If you are virtual, your child will log in at 8:45. Instruction will go from 8:45 until recess. Whether you are virtual or hybrid, instruction will go from 8:45 until recess. Here are the recess times. Okay. After recess, instruction will go from recess until lunch. So in between, so if you are a kinder, from 10:50 to 11:10, I know it's a short amount of time, is going to be a little bit of instruction, and then you're going to go to lunch. If you are a first grader, from 11:10 to 11:30 is a little bit of recess. They go to lunch, they come back. If you are a second grader, your child goes to recess till 10:30, and then they're having instruction until 11:50, whether they are virtual academy or they are hybrid. This is how it's going. The difference is virtual academy will do this from home. Hybrid will do this on campus. Okay. And then dismissal time, 1:05 for a TK and kinders, and 1st through 5th grade is 1:45.
Okay, the CDC is recommending double masking with kiddos. Double masking, will the kiddos have to double mask?
They will not have to. That is completely your call as a parent.
If your child is sick during one of the days they are supposed to attend school, can they still attend virtually?
They can attend virtually. They are still considered absent, okay? But they can log in, okay? So let's put it this way. Little Johnny Joe is in cohort A. So Johnny's supposed to come on Monday and Wednesday. Johnny is sick on Monday. He's absent. He can still log in and participate from home, but Johnny's bottom end is supposed to be in that chair on Monday and Wednesday. If his bottom end is not in the chair on Monday and Wednesday, he is absent. We still want them to log in and participate, but that'll still count as an absence.
Will the kids have to take a COVID test, to return after a positive fever check in order to return? I probably didn't read that, but.
Read that one more, child.
Okay, just wondering. Oh no, sorry. It's like we've got a lot of, wait, let me go back up. Whoa. Okay. If your child is sick during one of the day, oh no, sorry. Will the kids have to take a test to return after a positive fever check in order to return?
You will need clearance. Okay. If you were exposed to COVID, or your child was exposed to COVID, you will need doctor's clearance to return to school.
So I have a couple people just wondering what happened to the Spanish interpreter, because this is a lot of
I know.
information the Spanish speaking community needs.
So I just now got an email from the Spanish interpreter. She thought it was at 1:00. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with her to see if she cannot, so we can't set up another time for those people who were Spanish speakers, or if we can't provide some sort of interpretation. And again, I apologize that she is not here. There was a mix up in her time.
Someone's asking where to find, and I can't remember what I said, so I will look in a minute. I will look in a minute. Someone asked, please explain where to find on the Aries portal where the A and B cohort for hybrid is. As soon as you get on, it's in the upper or right-hand corner, left or right-hand corner.
Right-hand corner. Yep. Okay. Thank you to Zoe's mom. She logged in really quickly and was able to tell us that when you log in as a parent, it comes up in the upper corner. In the demographics. My TKer has a sub. Will the sub be doing a welcome video and such? Your TKer's teacher is expected to be back at that time. So I don't know that there will be a welcome. She'll be part of a welcome video, though you will get the TK and Kinder department are looking at doing their video together. So there will be something included in that.
Textbooks. Will the students take their textbook to school with them?
That is going to be up to the teacher. Right now, I'm not sure what the teachers want with the textbooks. They will not take their computers. Leave the laptops at home. Absolutely leave them at home. We have them here for the kids to use when they're here. But as far as the textbooks, I'm just not certain on that one yet. More information will come out on that.
So there are a couple Spanish comments that I can't read. I'm so sorry. There's one. If your child is on hybrid, can parents still opt to do virtual classes instead of physically going to school?
If you have the short answer of that is no, in that we are not moving any kids from hybrid to virtual academy. If you have an extenuating circumstance, please let me know and we will figure something out together.
So they're confused about, so if a student's ill and they do online and they're still marked out, it doesn't make sense.
Again, that has to do with under the hybrid model, your child is expected to have their bottom end in a chair on either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. If your child is not able to physically be here, it's like a regular absence. If your child wants to log in, that's fine, but it's not an option. Let me put it that way. It's not an optional, well, I'm not feeling like going to school today, so I think I'll just do it from home. No, it is not optional. Hybrid is feet on the ground, bottom ends in chairs, okay? And that's what the attendance is based on. So we definitely want to avoid the idea that, well, little Johnny Joe just really doesn't feel like going to school today, so I'm just going to let him log in. No, hybrid is here on campus.
Okay, my daughter is in cohort B. Can she be moved to cohort A?
I would want to know why. And if there's extenuating circumstances, we can figure it out. Please know that at this point, if I make a switch from B to A, I have to take another kid and switch them from A to B. So please know that it creates a domino effect, and I may not be able to do that because if the child has siblings, if I move Johnny Joe from A to B, then I have to move Cindy Smooth from B to A. Well, Cindy may have siblings, and now I've got to move those kids as well, and that creates more, and it's that type of a thing. So if there's extenuating circumstances, talk to me. We'll figure out what we can do.
Okay, thank you, whoever put this in. figure out if you're A or B cohort in Aries, log into Aries portal, left side, click select student information, then select demographics, scroll down. It should show cohort A or B. Now the next one, if it doesn't show if you are using, if it doesn't show if you're using the app on your phone, you have to log on to the computer to see it. So you might not be able to actually see it on your app because it's smaller. And it's a different view when on your phone. Are masks to be worn in class while at their desks?
Yes, that is a non-negotiable as well. Again, we are coming back under the purple tier right now. Under the red tier, things may change a little bit, but under the purple tier, they have to wear their masks at all times. Not only that, under the purple tier, the teachers have to stay behind their barriers. Teachers have to have a mask on and be behind their barriers. So things change when we're in the red, but right now we are in the purple, and that's what we are acting on.
If we didn't get a laptop from school, do they still not bring their laptop?
Correct. Do not bring laptops to school. We have enough devices.
Are the students allowed to bring backpacks and lunch boxes?
They are allowed to bring backpacks and lunch boxes. We will not be sharing materials. So your child will need to bring their own crayons and pencils and things like that with them. Okay. Lunch boxes, they're allowed to bring their own lunch box. The difference this year is there will not be a community bucket in which they'll put their lunch box in. Your child will need to be responsible for their own lunch and their own lunch box. So after lunch, they're going to have to carry their lunch box out to the field, and they're going to have to be responsible to bring it back with them. Not only that, they're going to need to bring water bottles every day. We do not have any more drinking fountains. All of our drinking fountains are gone. We have water bottle filling stations instead. I recommend the type that has the sport top so that it doesn't spill. But please, if you're using, whether you want to use like a Sam's Club or a Costco, disposable one, that's fine. That's perfectly okay. Whatever water bottle you're using, put the child's name on it. Absolutely put the child's name on it.
Okay, I just want to say, Cordelia Guzman, thank you so much. She is actually answering the questions from the Spanish speakers that are in Spanish in the chat. So that was in English, that wasn't, so.
Thank you.
Sorry, now I need to figure it out. Okay, my grandkids are hybrid, so what days and hours do they start?
It depends on if they are cohort A or cohort B. Everybody starts at 8:45. If they're cohort A, they're on Monday and Wednesday. If they're cohort B, they're on Tuesday and Thursday. And you find that information from Aries. If you can't find it on Aries or having difficulty with it, give us a call at the school and we'll do our best to hook you up.
Before school starts on March 22nd, does the kids and teachers have to get a COVID test?
No, they do not. I can tell you that many of the teachers here have had their vaccine. Our teachers are required to be COVID tested regularly, but it is not a requirement. We are not going to ask for proof. Now, that being said, if you have a concern about your child, we will have COVID tests for you to take home. So if you feel like your child was exposed, and you have to say, come and pick up your child's running a fever, we will offer you a COVID test. This test is a cheek swab. You do it, you put it in the package, you send it out to UPS. Through UPS, it doesn't cost you anything to do any of that except for maybe the time, and the results will go back to you. Okay, but we are not going to ask for proof of a COVID test before school starts.
All right. Kids are kids, as we all know. How are you planning on dealing with kids who don't want to listen when advised about their masks?
First of all, no child will be suspended for not wearing a mask. And no child will be disciplined for not wearing a mask. Our goal, this is not a hill I'm going to die on. What we're going to do is continue to instruct them and continue to work with them. We are most likely going to redirect them. We're most likely going to work with the child to wear that mask and understand why it's so important. If your child flat out refuses to wear a mask, though, like I'm not even taking it to school, then we need to make other arrangements because we cannot be at school without the masks. Okay. So please know that I'm going to be working with the kids and I'll be talking with them, but I will not be taking away recess. I will not suspend a child for not wearing a mask. That's a non-negotiable for me. That's not a hill I'm going to die on.
Thank you, Mrs. Destiny. She's talking about Aries portal on your phone. If you have the Aries app, you're going to go to more and click full portal, and then you can see your cohort. Next one, are teachers going to provide parents with a list of items the kids will need to use for class?
That's almost a guarantee. The teachers are going to be communicating with you what the kids will need to bring each and every day. I wish I could give that to you, but it's so specific to the teachers. I just don't know, but they will communicate with you.
Okay. That's it. I mean,
okay. So here we go. Let me go back to sharing and looking at our agenda. Breakfast and lunch. So students that need breakfast, when they walk in the morning, they get their temperature check. If they will then go over to the cafeteria and they will pick up a grab and go breakfast. They will not be eating breakfast in the cafeteria. They will take their grab and go breakfast. They will go to their line. They will sit down in their line and they will eat their breakfast there. Okay. Lunches, as we kind of already covered that. At the end of the day, all students, and I mean all students, will be offered a breakfast and a lunch for the next day. And when they leave for the day, all students will be offered this. There is no cost for any of the meals this year, for breakfast or for lunch. You don't have to fill out an application. It helps our school district if you do, but you don't have to fill out the application. You don't have to qualify. It's for everyone. Okay. So if your child, we're not going to force your child to take the next day's meal with you. We're just going to offer it. If they take it, great. If they don't, that's fine too. So the kids are going to, there's going to be a directional arrow of traffic. They'll come in, they'll pick up their lunch, and they'll come into the cafeteria, pick up their lunch, and they'll go to their table to sit down to eat it. After they're done eating, they have that 20 minutes to do that. They will then go out to recess for 15 minutes. The teacher will collect them from there. Okay. But again, there is no cost for any meals. So the kids do not need to bring any money with them. Even if they don't want to bring lunch boxes, they don't need to. We will be feeding everyone. It's my understanding right now, and things change quickly, so please forgive me for this. It's my understanding that it will be a warm lunch, hot warm lunch, but the food for the next day and the breakfast are what we call grab and go. So those won't be heated up, but that lunchtime, the meal on campus, it's my understanding that it will be a hot lunch. It won't just be a prepackaged sandwich. Okay. Questions about breakfast and lunch?
How are they handling the lunch lines for paid lunch?
Again, there's no, like I said, we've got one line only. The kids are going to walk through, get their lunch, and then have a seat.
And that's all I.
Okay. All right. Front office. The front office is still closed. Okay. That means if you need something from the office, call and make an appointment. You are not going to be able to just drop in. Okay. You're not going to be able just to show up at the office. You need, if you have something, you need to call first. We're here, we're available. But one of the things that we have to do is contact tracing. Should someone get sick, we need to know who to notify that was here on campus. Worst case scenario, I haven't had COVID. I've been very lucky. I've had my vaccine. But if I were to come down with COVID, every person that came through this office would need to know, we would need to notify them, which is why we have to make appointments. Okay, so that we know who has been in our office. So again, please, parents, understand, I need you to call the office before you come by. The doors are locked, not because we don't want to see you. We actually really miss you, but because we have to track everybody that comes into our office. One more thing on this one, parents on campus. We cannot do that at all. Parents are not allowed on campus there for any reason at this point. Only staff and students. Questions?
Are bathrooms going to be open?
Yes. Bathrooms are going to be open. They will be sanitized regularly, although not after every person. We just can't do that. There's just way too many kids. The kids will be, when they go to the bathroom, they'll wash their hands, they'll come back to the classroom, and they will sanitize. They will get hand sanitizer, okay? But the bathrooms will be cleaned regularly.
What is the best time for kids to arrive to get their breakfast?
8:30, like everybody else. Between 8:25 and 8:30, we are expecting the bus to arrive at 8:25, and the bus pulls through, and then we're bringing all the cars in behind it. If the bus is late, we're bringing the cars. We'll stop the cars for the bus. We'll do that. But again, 8:25 to 8:30 is the best time to drop, because they just walk over, grab their lunch, their breakfast, and go to their classroom and wait with their classroom. Okay. Any other questions on anything at this point? We're at 12:20. I had meant to end at 12, so I apologize that we're over, but you've had some amazing questions. So I want to go for about another 10 minutes answering your questions, and then we'll be looking at another meeting next week to answer more.
Is the playground equipment available to be used?
No, it is not. Our kids will have, we do have equipment. They'll be able to use balls, hula hoops, jump ropes. Our recess, our campus supervisors will be leading activities at recess, but they will not be able to use the swings or the other equipment.
Will there be a schedule for the bus pickup and drop off times?
Yes, it is the same as it always has been. We are working that out. We will notify you for those bus riders. Again, buses are not for everybody. If you are in an area, you probably have used the bus last year. It'll be the same pretty much route. It's the same routes as last time.
How will COVID exposure be handled when a student has been confirmed?
Okay. When a student has been confirmed with COVID, I will be notifying everybody that is affected by it. If you have a child that has been exposed to COVID or has to quarantine, if your child has to quarantine, they go on something that we call Cohort D. Cohort D means your child is going to stay home for those 2 weeks or however long they have to quarantine, and they're going to learn from home. They're going to log in, okay? Again, that is a very special circumstance. But I will be notifying you. We do have very specific protocols for notifying parents if a child has been exposed. If there is a large breakout at the school, you will be notified. We will let everybody know. We are not going to keep that secret at all.
Before we leave, can you show us the classrooms again? And then the next one. So all students in each class will be receiving the same instructions together Monday through Thursday, either at home or in class?
I will have more information on that. We are still working the bugs out of that one. So there are still two options that are out that we are trying to work out between our governing board, our cabinet officials, the principals, and the teachers union. We are all trying to work that out as to what that looks like. I should have more information on that one on Friday, which is why next week we will have probably a nighttime meeting when more people who weren't able to come now will be able to join in it also.
Okay, sorry. What is the maximum capacity of students per class? And are we still allowed to donate to our child's class, such as waters and school supplies?
Yes, on the donations, that is extremely generous, and we definitely appreciate that. The maximum in the class is 50%. So for example, I have a TK class that is 9 kids, so we have to go half. So there will be 5 in that class. In some of our kinder classes, I believe the maximum is 12. In our 4th grade class, it's 17. It's 50% of the class. Half the class comes Monday, Wednesday, the other half comes Tuesday, Thursday.
Oh, no.
What?
Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought I lost it. So sorry. Okay. Is the entire class and teacher expected to quarantine if someone is COVID positive?
It's going to depend on the exposure. So those people that were in direct contact for 15 minutes or longer will have to quarantine. What that looks like, it really depends. If the child, it really depends on what that exposure was. That's one of those that's going to be dealt with on a case-by-case basis.
How do we sign up to get the bus?
You have to live in a specific area, which I believe is on the other side of La Sierra. It's on the east side of La Sierra. If you think you might qualify for the bus, give the office a call.
That's all I have right now.
All right, so let me go. I know there was the request to show that video one more time, and it's a very poor video. I do apologize. That was not my forte. All right, but once again, so here is a 1st grade classroom. And a 3rd grade classroom.
Diana, could you show them? I don't know if they realize the barrier purple tier where the teachers are going to stand front.
5th grade, yep, I will go through that one more time. 5th grade classroom, lunchroom, and isolation room. So let me go back and I'll pause it. The door slamming behind me as I was trying to do that. It's all jerky, and I'm so sorry. Okay, this right up here is the barrier that the teacher has to stand behind. Those 3 large clear squares under the purple tier, they have to stand behind them. It's kind of harder to see it right at the front of your screen. This is the plastic shield that is on every desk. And you can see how there is 6 feet of distance between the kids. So there's the shields on the desks. And right there is the plastic screens that the teacher has to stand behind in a 1st grade class. And we already saw this class, but I wanted to go over. This right here is the air scrubber. The air scrubber cleans the air in the classroom every 15 minutes. Okay. The desks, again, are completely spread out. And the 5th grade class, the screens, the shields, the air scrubbers, okay? Every class has a water bottle filling station. They also have hand sanitizer dispensers in there. Yes, ma'am. Question. You're muted.
Okay, so if the kids need help, how does that work when you just showed the classroom just like that?
They raise their hand, and just like they're doing right now across the internet, they have to use their words. Okay, they raise their hand, teacher calls on them, I need help, that they're going to be using their words just like they've been doing with the teacher so far. When we're in red tier, things will change, but right now in purple tier, that's the way they have to be. Those teachers are not allowed to come out from behind the screens. Any other questions? Did I catch them all? All right. Where can you locate this YouTube video? It will be, if you go to YouTube and search Arenma, you'll come up to our channel and it will be there. Okay. Also, as soon as I get the recording for the length of this, it may take a couple hours, but as soon as I get the recording back from Zoom, as soon as it's downloaded, I will load it onto Dojo so that you can watch from there as well. Okay. I really appreciate everyone being here. I know that you probably are going away from this going, okay, I got that, but I have more questions about this. Send me those questions because I am going to do another parent meeting next week and I will address those questions at that time as well. It'll be a nighttime event and I will make sure that we have a Spanish translator for that again. I am so very sorry. Thank you to those of you that were helping with the Spanish questions. You are a lifesaver. Have a fantastic day, y'all, and can't wait to have your kids back here. I can't wait. I'm thrilled. Over the moon thrilled. All right, everybody. Have a great day.